stomach is gonna growl because I didn't eat because I'm irresponsible. Nope, I'm not gonna do that.
You made me a masterpiece. I'm your masterpiece. You made me masterpiece. Your masterpiece.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Siobhan and I'm the founder of Fearfully Wonderfully Made. In the last video I explained a new series that I've started, which is titled Women Walking in Purpose. And so why I created, not why, but
The reason,
yeah, I guess why.
Motivation.
So the motivation behind it is just to inspire college age women, young adult women, or just anybody who might want a career change that is more than just a 9-to-5 job. And it, like I said before, it's no shade to those with a 9-to-5 because I have a 9-to-5, but I also have something else that I'm working on. So whether you're working at a 9-to-5 or you're a full-time entrepreneur, like both is great. But this segment is just highlighting various women walking in their passion and purpose. So I'm so excited to start this series. This is actually my second guest on the series. Her name is Briana. She is a longtime friend, a sister, my old teammate, amazing, chocolate, funny, and I'm gonna just let her introduce herself.
Okay, hello, my name is Briana Denise Crow. Please remember the name. Just kidding, that was rude. I don't know, ignore that. I am born and raised Dallas, Texas. I went to school in Cedar Hill, which I love. It's where I met Siobhan. And I guess I graduated college. I was a sociology major, you know. Moved to Arkansas for 4 years and worked in like I would say a boarding school. That's the best way to explain it. But I loved every second of it. Loved those kids to death. And then now I am transitioning into what I feel that I was called to do that I didn't really learn until a later age. So I'm a little late in the game, but it's not too late to start. So I am getting ready to transition into comedy. I have a job in California where I'm still working with teenage girls because that is also a passion of mine. Yes. So that'll be my 9-to-5. And then, you know, after that it's comedy and acting all the way, hopefully.
I'm so proud of her. Like, I call her Birdie. But she's always been like super humorous. She's a natural comedian. So I'm so glad that she's going down this path. This is for her. So blessings and just wishes, wishes for you in California. She just got her job, honey. She about to move in a few days. And she's going to my first home.
Yes.
Inglewood, California. If y'all didn't know, I'm from Inglewood. So that's where she's moving. So I can't wait to go visit her. But yes, enough about this. I'm going to jump right into the interview if you're ready.
Yeah.
So, you know, I always have my laptop and my notes. So we're going to start this interview. So, Briana, tell us about yourself. I know you did a little bit, but if you wanted to explain a little bit more, feel free.
I guess the biggest thing that I would say is I'm a very outgoing person. I love meeting new people. Like, I do not know a stranger, which I think could be a good and bad thing because, you know, people have to be trying to snatch people up. I don't have time. So I am learning that I need to, like, hone it in a little bit with trying to, like, greet everybody. But that is a big part of me. I'm a hopeless romantic. I love love. I'm a Christian. I love Jesus. Shout out to my God, okay? The one and only that raised me this morning and just has been doing lots in my life lately. So I think that really explains me. I love people, everybody. I just want to meet and connect and encourage. I'm an encourager.
Facts. That's why you my sis. That's why you my sis. Like, we're literally the same person.
Really?
Guys, so,
like, for real?
For real, for real. So, next question. What made you want to pursue comedy?
So what happened was, like, always growing up, I feel like I always made people, like, laugh, just like being silly, like, and like just being very like, okay, Briana. So that has just always been a joy to see people smile. And I think that while I was in Arkansas, I really learned a lot about myself. Spiritually, I learned a lot about who I was and who I wanted to be, and I also was going through a really rough time. I kind of went through a really low point, but I was doing a job that was so fulfilling that I didn't recognize I was so low.
Wow.
So I used laughter as a way to really like try to lift my spirits, and like all the kids would be like, Briana, why are you so funny? Like, you're so funny. And I'm like, I really don't think so. But in college I did like, you know, this organization called Cast, and they were saying I was funny, and then I just started to think, and I'm like, everybody keeps saying it, but I don't want to walk in it because I feel like I'm not as great as Whoopi Goldberg, Wanda Sykes, like, you know, all these great people that came before me, and I'm like, I just don't feel like I can level up to what they have. But like, I had really awesome friends who pretty much were like, I wouldn't lie to you, you are a very funny person. Obviously, you know, you need to find your niche and find your jokes and, you know, stuff like that anybody has to work on, but it's natural to you, and that's why we like it. It's not forced. It's not you trying to be a comedian. I don't have to try. So then I started testing it out on Instagram, and it was like, people was like, why are you so funny? And it's like a little bit here and there, and obviously they're all your friends and family, so it doesn't really affect you. But yeah, I just was like, that makes me smile. And when I lay down at night, every time I would think, it's that. It's like, I want to be in comedy, in movies, acting, being the comic relief, like even in a serious movie, because like, you know, I come with the real too, so I could, you know, switch. But I was like, but I also want to be that comic relief. And then it was like, I would wake up in the morning and I'm like, I love this job, but I'm like, I need to be around creatives. I need to be doing what I'm meant to do, whether that be a short film or whether that be just some short, simple, like, I don't care, like, as long as I'm doing it. So I don't need to be famous, but I need to do what I know I want to walk in. So,
wow. I feel like you highlighted like a few great things that stood out to me. And the first was just having people in your circle, your friends. They were there to support you, but they were there to tell the truth.
Yeah,
they were like, you're funny, but hone in on this. So get you some friends in your circle who can definitely tell you, critique you, and just walk alongside you. So I thought that was huge. The second biggest one was just your doubt and how you wanted to do this for so long, but you were just fearful of not being good enough, just like
or measuring up,
like a lot of us do. But I'm just really proud of you for stepping out there, because that's the devil. He just wants to use those scare tactics so we can hold our gifts back, and we won't share it with the world if we do, and if he thinks that he has us in bondage. So it's really good to hear that you're not allowing him to hold you in bondage, because we all have that moment where we're like, what if this doesn't look like this, or what if I'm not funny? But it's like, you never know till you try it. So I'm just so glad that you're stepping out. So that is huge. And she's super hilarious, and you're very relatable. So I would say that your comedy will be great, because it would be very relatable, just something that us women can go through, depending on whatever your
topic is,
niche is, a young adult woman, black, as a black person, just whatever. You're very relatable. So I know you'll know how to
Hot Springs
pull it together. Hot Springs. So next, explain how this is a passion and a purpose for you.
Got you. Okay, I would say that comedy itself is a passion for me, because I think about the joy I could bring to someone else. Of course, like, I know that I need to find other things that fulfill me, which is why I have so many passions, like really pouring it. I love mentoring. That is a big thing about me. I love mentoring. I love serving. I love really getting to know somebody and connect. But for me, comedy is that thing that I love to see someone else smile and laugh, and it brings like so much joy to my life that I'm like, even if it's somebody walking by, like, I just want to make you laugh. Like, I want to pray for you. I want to make you laugh. And we're going to turn up. Like, I just met somebody the other day, like, in T-Mobile. And she's so cool. Love her to death. Like, and I just met her. But literally, we clicked just because it was like, I allowed myself to make her laugh. And she was laughing. We was laughing. And then it was like, that transitioned into, like, a little talk about, like, our Father, our Heavenly Father, you know. And I just was like, this is my purpose. Like, I can utilize my purpose and my gift for like my true purpose, which is to make Jesus Christ known. So I'm like, that's crazy. And even if it's like in fame, like in like Hollywood, I'm not saying I just need to go in there and be like, I'm saved and this is my jokes and haha. But like, my mentality is like, I want to connect with people. I want to love on people. It's so much darkness in this world that I genuinely feel like the Lord has called me to be a light. And multiple people have told me that, and not that you should check for any reassurance from people, but if multiple people are telling you the same thing, there has to be some truth there, you know. And that's where I started.
That's confirmation.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So from there, that's when I was like, I love to make people laugh. And I was like, even when I don't fully know where my thought process is going, where my joke is going, I was like, I'm interactive with somebody and that captures them. So I was like, so regardless, I was like, I just need to learn to hone comedy. So I'm not out there yet, but I'm like, that's what classes are for. That's why you talk to the greats. That's why you study. That's why you watch videos. And that's where I'm at right now at 26 is I'm like, okay, like let me like do all my research, look it up, like how to create a set, how to like interact and like with the crowd. Like I'm not a heckler, like, or like, you know, if I dealing with a heckler like in the crowd, like that's not even my style. Like it's like I'm gonna give you love and peace, baby boo, like because I ain't up here like I can't down somebody. I don't think that's my style and my purpose. But I definitely think that to have a genuine laugh, like that's always my goal. So that is really where I found that purpose and like that passion was like you love. It's like two things you love, like making people laugh and making people happy while you're happy. Like that's obviously what you should be doing with your life, like not anything else. But it's like I also utilize my passion in my everyday things. I think that's where a lot of people get caught up too. Like, it doesn't only have to be I'm a comedian. Like, if I don't ever make it as a comedian, make it famous, like, I'm still going to use comedy and be a comedian to myself. Like, I'm still going to utilize it when I'm teaching my girls, like, and I'm teaching them their lessons, when I'm at church and I'm talking to my group, when I'm meeting somebody new at church, when I'm not in church, when I'm just in the market. Like, if you can laugh, like, I did my job that day and I'm happy. So,
yes. I love that. That's so good to hear. So I think everything that you said was great. I wanted to zoom in on like two things that you said. And one was, even though this is your purpose, you remember that your ultimate purpose is bringing God the glory. And because, you know, he gave you these gifts. So I love that you even highlighted that. And the second one, which was really encouraging for me to hear, is even if she don't make it in comedy, even if I do not make it in comedy, you will still be a comedian. You will still be funny. You will still be you on a job. Because I mean that's really your personality. So if that's something that you like, you don't turn it on and off just because you get recognition or not, or because you made it or not. True. So that was really encouraging to hear. Like even if she doesn't make it, this is who she is, and she's still going to be this kind of person, because that's your gift.
Listen, I'm trying to tell people, like once you find your gift, it's really hard to run from it. It's really hard to not utilize it. And when you don't, it is because you are in a dark place and you are literally letting the devil get the best of you. And that's what I had to learn, because I was like, I didn't want to record. I had a YouTube, y'all. I was like, I don't want to do none of that. Like, I don't want to, like, even look at it. And people was like, what happened? I'm like, I'm just going through, because I was allowing him to, like, make it be like, you're not going to be no big YouTube star. You're not going to be. And I'm like, it's not even that I wanted them things, because I'm like, I like my jobs. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I like the jobs that I've had and kept. So I'm like, it has never been that was my goal, you know, but he would just make me feel like then there's no purpose for you to do that. But that's not true, because you never know who's watching these and who could be encouraged by those. And
I know.
I think for me, like you said, like bringing up like that point of just like knowing that this is who I am and I'm going to utilize it in everything I do. I really like that really resonated with me with my decision to like transition to California, because nobody was really like on board, but I also wasn't really telling people a lot about it. It was like I was telling people I want to go, but I didn't really explain. And then it was just like me and God one-on-one. He was like, I moved you out of Arkansas for a reason, but it wasn't to come back to Texas. You know, I love Texas, Triple D, always in my heart. Like I'm trying to stay here forever, build a house, but it wasn't time. Like he was like, this is not where you need to be. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is not your landscape. And then when I found a job that I was really interested in, like, I put all my eggs in those baskets. And people tell you not to do that. They're like, don't bank off this job. You won't get it. But I was like, when I had that first call with her, I was Briana. I was myself, because I said, one thing I'm going to do when I move to California, I'm not changing who I am. It took me 4 years to figure out who I am and to be confident in who I am, and for the Lord to see how he can utilize me and use my passion. I'm not going back in the box. I'm not going to put on this facade that I'm keeping up with the Joneses. No, I'm broke, honey. I can't go out. Honey, you want to come in? I got a cuisine. Do you want it or not? Like, so I had to really, like, when I got on that call with her, I was like, honest. I was myself. I was excited. I made her laugh. I don't know how many times we was laughing on that phone. I was like, is this an interview?
That is so good.
Like, and from there, I'm telling my parents, I'm like, I did so well on this phone call. They couldn't recognize it. They're like, okay, like, I guess, like, you know, you still need to apply for jobs in Dallas. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Then
People
I got
are not gonna understand.
No, I got the second interview, and that went amazing because it was a in-person interview. So that was confusing because they're like, you about to fly to California and you don't even know if you're gonna get this job. I said, I'm going. Like, I felt the Lord get, like, and that my discernment has gotten a lot stronger. Obviously I need to get better because, you know, I think everybody's a stranger, like, or not a stranger, so that's a problem. But I really, like, got there and I was myself. Like, all of them was laughing, like, through my presentation, like. And you know, they try to tell you professionalism isn't, no, like, they was laughing, I was talking, they were like, you are so hilarious, like, you're so lively, you're exciting, like, we're excited to have you. And I'm like, why would I not be me? Like, you know what I'm saying? I can still be professional, but I was like, this is me, this is what I do every day. Like, honey, the fact that you smiling, I'm like, yes. They're like, what do you like to bring to a team? I said, I like to bring joy, honey, because we got to be here for at least 8 hours. So let's try, you know, get a little smile, girl. Like, I know you had a bad day. Deval, what do you say? Smile, girl.
Oh
I'm just kidding.
This is so encouraging for me.
Yeah.
I don't even think you understand, because people are not going to understand what God called you to do and what. Oh, they're not going to understand.
They don't get it.
They don't get it.
And you're not supposed to tell everybody. I had to learn that too. Because I was like, I felt like, especially my parents, y'all, I am a mama and daddy's girl. So I really don't know what I was thinking. I think I just was like, the Lord said it, so I'm not about to explain it. But for me, I needed their confirmation, it felt like. But then he was like, no, you don't. The Lord was like, you don't. I told you this is what it is. And I was like, oh, yes, but did you, like, do I have the job? Or, like, we just saying, like, and he was like, you have it. Like, I don't know, like, literally, when I was in LA for that one day for the interview, afterwards I went to, like, Macy's. I met 3 people, and they were just like, why are you here? You know, I told them. They was like, it's yours. I'm like, you don't even know me. The lady on the plane, like, going to LA was like, it's yours. I'm her friend on Facebook now. Hi, Miss Giselle. The lady flying back, she was like, it's yours. And when you get here, like, she saw a little jewelry. She was like, you know, I can help you with a little side hustle if you try it. I was like, yes. Shout out to Miss Ann. Like, I already have connections within that one day. So I'm like, I can't explain that when I come back to Texas. It's like trying to say that. They like, but that don't mean you got the job. I'm like, see, you don't see it. Like, you don't see what God did.
That is amazing. Ooh, that is so encouraging. That is so encouraging. Yes. So the next one is, what was a learning experience for you in comedy, like in this field? If you experienced anything that you can shoot back to us. So obviously, like, I'm just starting out, so like I haven't really like got to experience like stand up yet or anything like that, but I have learned that just being your authentic self and not trying to be like, because Instagram is popping right now, and a lot of comedy like skits and a lot of like comedians are coming up from Instagram, and I'm like, okay, what's my thing? Like, I don't have Bonnet Chronicles, I don't have, you know what I'm saying, like this and that. But then it was like, my nickname is Birdie from a lot of people from high school. So it's kind of like one day I just was like thinking about like how my everyday was and like what frustrated me that day. Honey, my lash trying to come up. What? The disrespect. You still look good.
You know, okay. But one day I was just like, Birdie, like, what can I do? And I was like, oh, a little birdie told me. So like, that was my thing. So then like, I thought it was funny, and I was just like, hashtag bird talk. Like, one night I was trying to take down my hair, you know, just, I don't know, just talking, and people was like, where's these bird talk videos? And I'm like, oh, okay. So I had to learn that your thing is your thing. And although like obviously bird talk might not be what I do in a live stand-up or what carries my career going forth, but it's like learning to perceive what people like being my authentic self and like enjoying that and walking in that lane. And then if people acknowledge it, like, give the people what they want. Not that you also have to do it every single day, because that was hard for me too, because I'm still learning how to take stories and make them real. Like, I don't want it to just be too, like, I don't want it to be 80% made up. So like every day they was like, I want a video every day, and I'm like, well, nothing happened today, so like, let me, you know, I don't want to like just pull it out of nowhere. Yeah. So I had to really start thinking about like just writing ideas down, because sometimes stuff will come to me in my sleep, or just while I'm talking, while I'm grocery shopping, I'm like, just jot it down, jot a note down, because even if I'm not prepared to record that day, I need to just be thinking and pulling inspiration from anything. So that's where I've learned through, I think, just being in the comedy field starting out, is because when I watch people on Instagram, YouTube, Wildin' Out, all that, if you look at all of them, the common factor is utilizing what's in front of you and what you have and like making it relevant and making it relatable. So like that's what I'm still working on, is trying to like, if you was to tell me to like, I hate when people be like, oh, you want to be a comedian? Tell me a joke. I'm like, well, mine is more like stand up. Like I want to be interactive with a crowd. I feed off energy. Like I struggle with that because I'm like, when I record by myself, I'm like, it's just me. Like that's weird. You know? Weird. But live, I'm like, dang, like your vibe, you excited, I'm excited, you happy, like I want to provide, and I want to provide you with a laugh, so like that's gonna make me work harder, you know. But I also haven't experienced live comedy yet, so
it's coming.
That's the task.
It's coming. So pretty much, Birdie, you are just like giving me my life and giving me so much encouragement in this interview. Like I feel like this is probably my best interview yet, even though I've only had one before you. But
it's okay.
This is just amazing. So the last question: share a tip for those possibly wanting to pursue comedy.
Well, I feel like, you know, I done hit a few little gems, you know, so I'm just kidding. I think, like I said, for me, the one thing I would have to say, I'll say two things. Sorry. The first thing would be authenticity. I think you have to be authentic. I think you have to find who you are and what message you're trying to get across. Like, I know that there's like Christian comedy, there's whatever, and if you don't want to be labeled, like I love Kev on Stage because a lot of his comedy is very clean, but it's honest. You know, but he also rock with a lot of people that are not Christian comedians, and he's on tour, so I think I'm encouraged by that because he's very authentic. And like in his little clips where he's just talking to people too, he's always like, this didn't happen overnight, which is my second thing. It's like, keep at it. Like, don't do it because you want to pop off and be famous tomorrow. Like, Kev on Stage is funny to us now, but dude been in the game for like 11 years. So I'm like, what? Like, what video was you making? And then I think back, I'm like, oh, I guess like 11 years ago, like, I wasn't really on Facebook or into it, and it was new. Like, you know, you just start thinking, I'm like, dang, his journey was not easy. And I'm like, he has kids, a wife, like, you know, and he talks about like, we was eating ramen, like, you know, like, so don't think that it's just gonna be like tomorrow you famous, you know. Or if that's the reason you want to be a comedian, like, I don't think you should be a comedian. Like, I don't think it's really what you want. I think you just want to make money for being funny. And I'm like I said, I think if it's a part of you, that's something you can't get away from. And if that is if you're driven by money or just trying to get on quick, like, you gonna burn out quick too. Like, and that's what I've really been researching, is like a lot of those old school comedians that I love, like D.L. Hughley, like, I love me some Bernie Mac, R.I.P.
So
like, he was, I freaking love, like, I love Bernie Mac. And it was like, he, in all his interviews, he was like, I don't even care if I make a dime, like, I don't care about none of that. He was like, I'm gonna be me, I'm gonna be Bernie regardless. And I was like, I love that, because it's like, when you see his first stand-up, you're like, what is this man talking about? And I think it's hilarious. But it's like, that was offsetting to some people. But it's like, he didn't care. He was himself. And he like, I'm going to be me, regardless, money, no money, whatever. Like, this is what I want to do, so I'm going to do it. And I think that that's just my encouragement, is authenticity and knowing your purpose is more than just making money and trying to get famous. Because it's like, it's so many comedians who are not famous and who will never be the Kevin Harts, who will be the Tiffany Haddishes. Like, they will always be in the comedy clubs. But also, when I was in LA, shout out to Alex Thomas. He is a comedian. He wrote for like Fresh Prince. Like, I love him in Babs. Get it when he was the guy. But anyways, I went to his thing, and it sat with me, because I was like, that's my goal when I really try to like pursue this. Is he was like, for comedians, comedy clubs is our gym. That's where you go to try out jokes, you go to fail, you go to think you gonna max out and don't really make it. You know, like, you need to come in here ready to work it out. Like, that's where you work out these jokes, because these people in here gonna be honest, other comedians in here gonna support you. And honestly, like, this is our holy grail. And like, it's not being on a big screen. Not everybody's gonna be there. But like, if you ever just look up comedians like on Instagram and stuff, like, they hang together, they cool, they care about each other. Like, Kim Whitley, love her. Like, you know, and she getting on and stuff, she's been in movies. But also, like, Kim Whitley, like, is just, she supports true comedians. And like, I'm just like, even if somebody just look my way, I don't need your film, I don't need your whatever. I just want your wisdom. I want to be able to run with the crew, hear, encourage, learn from me, because I'm like, I'm the next generation. Yeah, I'm 26, but I'm like, y'all all getting older, so I'm like, who is it? Like, that's us. Like, they was starting out, they 21s, 22s. A lot of them didn't really get on till they was 30. So I'm like, this is my time. Like, I need to be listening and trying to take it all in. So that's just where I'm at. But yeah.
Oh my gosh, this is just so encouraging. And it's so funny that you named the people, like the comedians that you like, because I was going to ask you that anyway.
Yeah,
but
I have a lot, girl. I just
this is so encouraging to hear. And I think your was it learning experiences? I done forgot my own question I gave you.
Like what I would just say for comedians coming in.
Yes,
it would just be authenticity, and then being true to yourself and wanting it more for not the money, just for like to truly be in it.
And I think that's something that we could take away for anything. You need to be your authentic self.
If you know you're not a hairstylist, put the cone down. Like, stop it. Not everybody can make a quick week work. Okay, I'm sorry, I can't.
And just persevere. Persevere.
I feel like it's persevere. Like persevere.
You know, because I'm from somewhere, I don't know. So.
I'm from the hood, no way, so we don't know.
So persevere, and that's been my word for 2018 too. And I don't even know how to pronounce it. That's bad. Anyways, just perseverance. It's like keep going, even though the going gets tough, even if it's discouraging, life knocking you down, just keep going. So it's been so encouraging just to have you here and your energy and just your tips and your wisdom. And then she fly her makeup. She does makeup too.
I'm learning.
Looks amazing. But I'm just so glad that you came, especially before you move, because she's moving within like a week, y'all.
August 12th, which is also my brother's birthday, and Insecure come back out. Shout out to Issa.
I know.
I love her too.
I'm ready for Insecure. So I'm just glad I called her before she left, because I needed your beautiful face to just get on this camera before you left.
Please stay in touch. I'm excited. Stay in touch. I'm here for whatever. Like I told you, I'm zoned in. I'm ready for Fearfully and Wonderfully Made to really pop off. Like, I'm here for it. I encourage it. Like, y'all, this girl is so great. Like, I know I hate to be that person that put a little plug in, but I love what you're doing. I'm encouraged. Like, when you were telling me you were getting started, I was like, please. Like, you know I promote it, and you know that I'm here for it. And like I said, like, now I have more time to really pay attention to those things, because I think that's also something I've learned from, like, Issa Rae. She says, like, it needs to be horizontal. Like, yeah, it's great to look up to people and be encouraged by them, but like the reason she is where she is because people with her believed. So it's like, I'm serious. Like, you believe in me, I believe in you. I'm like, we taking it there.
Support one another.
Yeah, girl. Because if the Lord willing, if I am famous, I'm like, where's Fearfully and Wonderfully Made on the carpet? Where's your mic? Like, hello. What? Yes, I'm a believer. I will tell you. So like, I want that there. I want that vibe on the carpet. Like, you belong. Like, and not that you have to be there, but I'm just saying, like, like, you could be there too. Like, it don't have to be just like, oh, Brianna's leaving, like, that's it. Yes. Like, no, this is connections, man, for real.
I appreciate that. I'm gonna have her Instagram pop up, either beginning, end, middle, the whole interview. Her Instagram is gonna be on there. Y'all follow her. Her stuff is amazing, and just blessings for LA.
Thank you. I love you, girl.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We'll see y'all next time.
Bye.